The number one team in the land, in fact, is Villanova, and we're very excited to talk with Hugh Weber right now. He's the president of the Prudential Center, and he's also the president of the NHL Devils, but we'll keep the hockey on the back burner. We'll just talk basketball, college basketball specifically. Hugh, welcome to the program.
Great to be here, guys. Thanks.
Thanks so much for joining us. You have a real special event taking place this weekend, and that's why I'm talking college basketball teams. Notre Dame versus Villanova at noon, Penn State and Pitt at 2:30. It is the first ever Never Forget Tribute Classic. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about what that event is going to be about.
Right, so we're doing something we think is pretty special, bringing the highest level of college basketball to New Jersey, but doing so with a cause. So all of the proceeds that we're going to raise money to help support the kids and the families that were affected by September 11th, 2001, and the unfortunate events that happened on 9/11. We're here, just in the shadow of where the Twin Towers once were, but we're going to use this incredible matchup to raise money to provide scholarships for these kids that are now of college age and now advancing to that stage of their life.
Hugh, I know when you plan events like this, they're way in advance, and you try to schedule and tinker and make sure that you can get attractive teams. But
we're looking pretty smart right now, aren't we?
Yeah, over the moon that Villanova is the number one team in the country, right?
Yeah. So these things were put together almost a year ago. So you look at obviously the Pennsylvania rivalry of Pitt and Penn State made a lot of sense, but who could have guessed at this point that you would have two undefeated teams squaring off on Saturday with Notre Dame, number 23, against number 1 Villanova. So it's going to be kind of the premier college basketball game that day on CBS. So we'll have millions of eyes nationally, and we'll have a full house here at Prudential Center, and I think it's going to be a very special event for all involved.
It's the Never Forget Tribute Classic. It's this Saturday, starts at 12 noon at the Prudential Center in Newark. Our house rules. That's their line to the Prudential Center. Make yourself at home. That's another rule up there. And you can get tickets at PruCenter.com for the Never Forget Tribute Classic. Well, you talked a little bit, Hugh, about where the proceeds go to and the scholarship that's benefiting. But how about on a personal level? Where were you on 9/11 and your connection to the 9/11 attacks?
Well, I was actually living in North Carolina at the time, but actually was scheduled to get on a flight that day. So I think all of us have a personal story. In that particular case, I canceled my flight, went and picked my kids up from school, and we decided to spend that time together, knowing as even if they were young, I told them, you're going to remember this day for the rest of your life. And sure enough, now they are young adults, and we still talk about that day. And I think everybody has a personal story. What's interesting about a lot of the players on these teams, most of them were too young to remember, and so this has actually given them, through their coach's eyes and through the staff's eyes, the ability to kind of relive. We had Notre Dame actually go visit the site about a month ago, and so it's really all about how we keep this dedicated kind of passion toward what these folks kind of went through on that date for next generations to come, and doing it for a good cause.
Hugh, when you look at when you talked about how you tried to put this together starting a year ago, sometimes it can be a little difficult to get teams, athletic directors, coaches on board with something, but I'm guessing that this wasn't too hard of a sell for you guys to put together with Jay Wright and Villanova and Notre Dame, and tell me how all that came together and what the response was like from those schools the moment you approached them.
Well, there is a great history and tradition of hoops in New Jersey, and as you guys know, and so these guys are Villanova plays in our building with Seton Hall. This is Seton Hall's home court, so Villanova plays here quite often. But the ability to come here to do some great work, to kind of bring a few of their kids home. Notre Dame has 3 kids that are from the New Jersey area: T.J. Gibbs, Matt Farrell, and Steve Rocha. So and Chris Jones from Pittsburgh, and I think there's one player on Villanova, Tim Delaney, that's from New Jersey. So it's a combination of a venue that's proximity-wise to New York, proximity to a great market, and was actually a very easy sell for us. The building is well known as putting on pretty what we believe world-class events. So we look forward to again a long history of Never Forget Classics where we can get these kind of matchups.
Have you started piecing together the next one, and what are some of the teams you guys are trying to pick out for that one?
We have, and I'm not at liberty to say yet. Obviously, schedules are coming together.
Trying to break some news here.
Yes, I would love to do that, but I think you'll see again the same high-level kind of matchups with some thought behind them, so that again we're getting folks that can not only enjoy it on television, but come and see it live.
It's the Never Forget Tribute Classic, a proud partner of the Families of Freedom Scholarship Fund. That was established 1 week after September 11, 2001, to provide post-secondary education assistance to financially needy dependents of the people killed or disabled in the terrorist attack. If you want to know more about the Families of Freedom and how you can help, their website is familiesoffreedom.org, and we are visiting with Hugh Weber from the Prudential Center. He's the president up there. The Never Forget Tribute Classic, Notre Dame and Villanova, Penn State and Pittsburgh. That's this Saturday, a whopper of a matchup, a doubleheader like the old Big Five doubleheaders they used to have at the Palestra, just in a little bit more modern building, Hugh.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a matchup, and again, we're just a short train ride, small drive up the pike. So, again, a few tickets are available, but again, I think they're going pretty fast. So, if there's any interest to see this great matchup, I think people should jump on it pretty quick.
Can't let you get off the phone, Hugh, without revealing to you that I went to high school with Michael Rubin.
No, that is great. Oh, now, what story can you tell me about Michael? For those that don't know, Michael Rubin is obviously an entrepreneur and creator of Fanatics, and one of the biggest online retailers of sporting goods, and also someone who's on the ownership team for the Devils. So, what great story can you tell me about Michael that I can pass on?
I believe he was a year behind me, so I was 1989. He would have been 1990 at Plymouth White Marsh High School just outside of Philadelphia in Plymouth Meeting. And he started at a young age. I think he was 16 when he opened a ski shop at the local strip mall not far from the high school there. And so I often tell people when he comes up in the, on the radar or people see him, I say, hey, you see that guy? He used to wax my skis, and now he's a billionaire. I mean, he did sneakers, but he organized ski trips and everything too. His parents were real nice. His dad was a vet. He was our vet. So, yeah, Michael Rubin and I go way, way back. But what a great story he is.
Life lessons there, right?
Yes.
Take care of the guy who's waxing your skis.
Right, because you never know what he's going to end up in life. Hugh Weber, our guest with us, the president of the Prudential Center and the New Jersey Devils. And Hugh, we really appreciate the time as you visit with us talking about the Never Forget Class.
Thank you, guys.